Reese is an Arsenal fan. He joins us. Good evening, Reese.
Good evening to you. Thanks for having me on.
We're very pleased to have you. This is your chance to vent and air how you're feeling right now, Reese. You know, 1 win in 7 for Arsenal. It was looking so good up until December. What's gone wrong?
To be honest, I think Arteta is at the roots of the problems within the squad. I think he hasn't been able to get the best out of our players, and that's evidenced by the fact that he's won one trophy in 16 trophy attempts. I just don't think he's getting the best out of this squad, and I think he needs to go.
You're an Arteta out right now, Reese.
I am. I'm afraid to say I was hopeful when he got the job. I hoped that he would prove me wrong with his lack of managerial experience, but I'm afraid to say he's just not done the job that we hoped that he could do.
Reese, I'm going to bring in a fellow Arsenal fan who joins us on the final word on the phones. It's Sean. Good evening, Sean. He was at the game. Sean, Reese is saying Arteta's the cause of all the problems. He wants him out.
Look, Reese, I completely respect where you're coming from. I completely disagree. We've lost 3 games in a row. It's not good enough. Yes, we have missed our chances. Before Arteta came, all right, let's go back in the time machine, okay? Kroenke's out. We were having protests every single game, okay? We need to understand and remember what Arteta has brought back to this club, okay? Yes, we're in bad form, but let's not go...
Oh, I think we've lost Sean. What do you make of that, Reese, in terms of he's talking about the actual feel-good factor at Arsenal? And listen, I'm a Spurs fan, yeah? I've seen Arsenal, the change at the Emirates is completely different now. You've got the fans are really, they're so interested in the club. There's just such an energy around Arsenal right now, and especially last year with the push towards winning the league, that he has engaged the fan base to fall back in love with the club. And I think Arteta's done that very well.
I would give him a lot of credit for getting us back into a position where we can compete for titles. Absolutely give him credit for that. But I think that he's gotten us to that point, and full credit to him for that. But I think we need a new manager to kind of get us that extra way to
the next part, the next stage. Yeah. Let me bring Sean back in, because I think Sean's back with us now. Sean, Reese was just coming back to us there and talking about he feels that Arteta, he respects exactly what you're saying, how he's got a disengaged fan base back engaged with Arsenal Football Club. It's completely different over the Emirates now. I completely get that, but he's saying that he feels there's probably a manager out there that can take you to the next level, and Arteta can't. What do you reckon, Sean?
All right, well, I can go on like a complete swivel here. In terms of saying there's the next manager to take us to the next level, I would love for you to give me one manager out there that can take us to the next level. Extremely difficult to give me that name. We're on a bad run of form, I understand. But you don't Manchester United and Chelsea and all these other clubs where you're chopping and changing every manager every time you come into like a difficult run in form. You don't want to go back to that stage. Look how far we've come within the last 24, 18 months. We got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. We're not scoring goals. Bukayo Saka needs to get on the bench, but we got to come together and just get that energy back that we once had. We don't turn on each other and turn on the manager. We don't do that. We can't do that.
And let me just come in here, because there's two coming from different parts in the spectrum, right? One saying he's got to go, and the other saying, well, got to give him buying time. The one thing I think he does need to change, Arteta, in my opinion, is just loosen up the team a little bit. If you're the opposing manager, almost exactly how they're going to play. Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Odegaard in that 10 role. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it looks like, to me, the opposition managers have gone right, bang up against the 2 wide players, and we can deal with a striker. There's not enough quality through the middle to disrupt it. That's the problem I think he's got.
It's easy to play against. It's very predictable. It's
exactly.
Very predictable.
Yeah.
If you look at Bukayo Saka, he's very one-dimensional as a player. You put him in on his left foot, right? You close. Very easy. If I'm a fullback looking at Bukayo Saka coming up against me, right about now I'm licking my lips, because I know exactly what he's about to do. In the middle of the park, you're looking at Odegaard, Declan Rice. Declan Rice, in my opinion, he's not an 8. He needs to protect the back four and sit in there. Alan, you're a Premier League manager. You know the quality of Declan Rice. He's got a good passing range, but you can't get him playing from West Ham in that deeper role and come to Arsenal and think he's going to score 25-yard screamers. He's not that kind of player. Even if you bring Ivan Toney in this Arsenal team, everyone's saying we need a striker. I don't think a striker would make a amazing difference.
I slightly disagree because I actually think he would make a difference to you, Tony. Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because he'd give you a presence and everything.
I agree. I agree with you, Alan. I think Tony would make a big difference. I mean, we're not scoring enough goals, unfortunately.
And that comes down to possibly a striker, doesn't it?